They say love is a spirit of its own, gentle as the evening breeze, but when it meets what the ancestors has forbidden, it burns like fire that cannot be quenched. This is the story of Amara and Ezeaku, two hearts that dare to cross the line drawn by the spirit of the old. Amara was 25, a medical student in Enugu, known for her quiet grace and deep spiritual aura. She was the type who heard whispers in the wind and felt dreams before they happened. Her grandmother often said, "This one carries the eyes of the old ones. She has walked this earth before." She didn't understand what that meant, not until the day she met Ezeaku. Ezeaku was a documentary filmmaker who came from Nsukka, doing a project on forgotten Igbo shrines and ancient covenants. His charms was effortless, his mind bright, and his laughter deep like thunder before rain. The first day their eyes met at the university courtyard, time seemed to hold its breath. There was recognition, not of faces, but of souls. Something ancient stirred between them. Amara's dream began that very night. She saw herself dressed in white, standing before a river with an old priestess beside her, warning, "The bond you share has crossed lifetimes. You were lovers once, in a time when love defied the gods. The curse still lingers. Do not awaken it again." Amara woke up trembling, her room thick with the scent of river water. But love, as they say, does not listen to reasons. Ezeaku found reason to see her every day. What started as interviews about tradition soon became hours of laughter, food, and long walks by the stream that ran behind our hostel. They felt peace until strange things began to happen. Amara would dream of a shadow standing over her bed, whispering her name. Ezeaku began to see reflections of a woman in white in his footage, a woman no one else could see. Still, they didn't stop. They called it coincidence. Until one evening, as they sat by the stream, an old woman appeared from nowhere. Her wrapper was ancient, her eyes glowing faintly. She pointed at them and said, "Have you not heard of her Daisy and Obidike, the lovers who broke the vow of the ancestors and called death upon their lineage?" They stared speechless. The woman continued, "Your faces may be new, but your souls are old. The same fire burns again, and this time the spirit will not show mercy." When they blinked, she was gone. Amara told her grandmother everything. The old woman sighed heavily and went to her shrine. After 3 days of divination, she came out pale. "Ezeaku is Obidike reborn. You, my child, are Adaeze. Once in the days of our forefathers, your love defied a sacred marriage covenant to a river deity. The goddess cursed both families. Since then, every reunion of your souls brings tragedy." Amara's voice broke. "Mama, must we always pay for what we do not remember?" Her grandmother's eyes filled with tears. "Love can heal, yes, But when it defies the sacred, it becomes a knife that cuts its bearer first. They tried to stay apart. Amara blocked him, avoided him, prayed, fasted, but the pull between them was unbearable. When they finally saw each other again, under the moonlight at Enugu Hills, the world seemed to disappear. They held hands, trembling, crying yet smiling, like people drinking poison that tasted sweet. That night, thunder cracked across the sky, though there was no rain. Ezeaku's car failed as they tried to drive home. The road turned misty. Figures began to appear, dancers in white, faces covered with clay. They circled the car, singing an ancient song. Adaeze, Obidike, your love burns again. While the gods joined, man broke. The blood must rest, or the curse will rise. Amara screamed, clutching Ezeaku's hand. Suddenly, the car plunged into the ravine below. When villagers found them the next morning, the car was half submerged in a shallow river. There were no signs of wounds, no crash impacts, just two peaceful faces, their hands still interlocked. The priest who performed the cleansing said, the river has claimed what was hers. This is not death by accident. It is return by covenant. At their burial, an old wind blew across the graveyard. Some swore they heard the laughter of unseen spirits. Others saw white butterflies gather on the fresh soil. And so, as the moon shines upon the hills of Enugu, we remember them. Two lovers who walked the same path twice, only to meet the same fate. Love is powerful, but when it rises against divine order, it becomes a fire that even water cannot quench. Do not love blindly. Ask the earth who you are tied to before you give your soul. For love can heal generations or reopen an ancient curse. Some love are accidents. Some are ancient deaths dressed in new faces. Before you fall deeply, ask your spirit who it remembers. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe to my channel, like, share, and turn on the notification bell because I will always share great stories like this. See you next time. Bye.